Hey everyone, this is Nitro. Now, I know a lot of people have mentioned that my Ledin is really powerful at 6000 power, but to be honest, he really isn't compared to some of the Ledins that I've seen. So, in this video, I'm actually going to talk about the most powerful Ledin on the Rocky Valley server, which is the Ledin of Harem Kings. And you can see, his Ledin's power is 7028 points. So it's over 7000. Alright? So, let's begin talking about his Ledin. And let me just bring this up. So first, Harem King's Ledin. You can see in this image right here, it actually used to be even more powerful than 7028. It actually used to be 7159 power, which would have actually put his Ledin in the #1 spot of the Rocky Valley server. Let me just quickly jump back, because if you take a look at the current most powerful character on the Rocky Valley server, it's actually Suin's Bozal at 7115. So why did Harem King's Ledin drop in power? Very easy. Very simple actually. He did not like the enchant that was on his Ledin. That's simple. It was an enchant that I think gave him more hit points, but Harem King decided that he didn't want hit points, he wanted more defense and magic defense for his Ledin to hit harder, so he re-rolled that enchant, dropping his Ledin's power, but increasing, I guess, the damage he can deal. So there you go. Power does not always equate to combat effectiveness. Alright, so let's go over the details of how Harem King got his Ledin to this kind of power level. First is his training ground. And the training ground is only important because it would demonstrate, the power of his Lancers, okay? Harem King has everything upgraded in the first 2 lines. So his Phalanx are level 10 out of 10. And in the third training ground, the third section of it, you can see he has, oops, sorry about that. He has the max level attack here, 19 out of 20 on hit points. Max on the defense and magic defense stat increase, 14 on the attack increase, 5 out of 10 on this one, and 9 out of 10 on that one. So it's getting really close to a completely maxed out Lancer training ground, isn't it? He did not choose to max out the attack of the Phalanx units simply because Ledin is responsible for doing most of the damage anyways. So he just wants the Phalanx to be as tough as possible, and that's what he focused on. If I jump into the game quickly and into my training ground, let me just make that change. Just to see what each of those training ground items do. So this one, right, when hit points is below 70%, Lancer damage is decreased by a certain percentage. So he didn't see the need for this, presumably because I'm not sure who his healer is. Maybe it is Tierras? It's likely to be Tierras, and that's why he doesn't need this. Because with Tierras' regenerate effect, your Lancer hit points should never be below 70%. So that's likely why he did not upgrade this technology. But this other one, Lancer damage dealt is increased by a certain percentage when attacked. So that's why he upgraded this, right? Increasing damage, just like with these ones. So that is his current status on his Lancer training ground. Let me just jump back into the screenshots now. Alright, so you can see nearly maxed out training ground for his Phalanx units, which increases Ledin's power. Next, his Oath of Justice. He has probably a near ideal Oath of Justice enchant, right? Plus 4 death, plus 4% defense, and plus 7% hit points. The only thing that could be better was if it was like 5% defense, 5% magic defense, and then 10% hit points, right? The chances of rolling that though is ridiculously low, So this is already near perfect. Next, Bloodline Magic Armor. Enchant, defense, 9%. Could be better because it can actually max out at 15%, right? But it does also give hit points, 10%, and plus 7 defense. So this is the maximum amount of hit points you can get, right? while defense could have been 15%. This is more than good enough. Defense percentage plus defense and plus hit points. What more do you want? Next, Gaia's Helmet. Again, 7% defense, 15 defense, and 11% hit points. So you can see he's just rolling for defense percentage plus defense and plus hit points percentages. And I actually might be wrong on these percentages because I just saw that the helmet has 11% hit points. So maybe both hit points and defense can cap out at 15% for both the helmet and the armor. So maybe these are not as perfect as they could be after all. Nonetheless, ridiculously good still, right? He is focusing on the defense increase, which protects Ledin against, attacks, physical attacks. Next is the King's Amulet. And the King's Amulet has a 9% hit point increase, 7% defense increase, and plus 5% int. Not perfect either, but the thing about it is you don't really need anything better for PvE content. So all of these enchants though are increasing defense by percentage, right? And also increasing hit points by percentage. So buffing both hit points and defense toughens up Ledin significantly. Alright, so let's now show his Ledin stats with this equipment. 4,976 hit points plus 4,451 hit points. Right? Defense, 326 plus 227. Magic defense, 291 plus 48. So it's just a ridiculously high amount of defense. Not so much magic defense increase, but he's focusing on the tanking aspect of Ledin to tank physical damage. And of course, focusing on increasing Ledin's hit points so he can't get killed. Right? The hit point aspect is especially important for, let's say, regular arena and world arena, where Ledin has to tank lots and lots of damage. So I guess this is why he's focused on those stats specifically. And you can see here, as Templar, it has 7,008 power here. In combat, this is his effective stats. 1,247 attack, 484 defense, and 763 defense, and 484 magic defense. Sorry, I think I said that wrong there. So there you go. Close to 10k hit points, and Phalanx Soldiers is at 8,600. Sorry about that noise, that was my Discord, and I am going to mute my Discord right now. So, alright, continuing on. So this is his Ledin in combat, normally. Next then, let's show his Ledin if it was not in Templar, but in the Warrior class, which actually fits his gear better, right? Because his gear all has plus defense enchants and no plus magic defense. So this is his Ledin now as a King class. So 347 defense plus 223. There's an increase from the 326 plus 227, right? So there is that slight increase. Hit point wise, it's 5,265 plus 4,586 hit points. And the magic defense has dropped, right? It's now 257 plus 48. It used to be 291 plus 48. So there is the drop in magic defense here. Nonetheless, ridiculously good still. And once again, in combat, as King class, the defense is actually at 800. Magic defense 436, right? So it actually hit the 800 mark, which is really quite ridiculous for a Ledin. Alright, and oh, actually, in his King class, the hit points breaks 10k. So there you go. More than 10k hit points on a Ledin. And that's the advantage of focusing all your enchants on plus hit point percentages, right? So, last but not least, let's show this Ledin with Secret Realm Blessing. With the Secret Realm Blessing giving additional stats, it gets spikes up even more, right? Instead of just 900 defense, or instead of just 800 defense, it's now 974. Magic defense spikes up from 436 to 527. Attack spikes up from 1236 to 1501. And of course the hit points goes up to 13,299 hit points. So there you go. This is how powerful a Ledin can be. And this is not just, and it's actually not even maxed out yet, right? If you were willing to accept HP, defense, and magic defense, you could probably get even higher stats than the current one. Like if you manage to roll, I don't know, 15% hit points, 15% defense, 15% magic defense, that would be just an absolutely ridiculous Ledin. But these enchants is probably a maxed out Ledin to counter physical attacks. So there you go. This is the current #1 Ledin on Rocky Valley and current #2 character. As a quick note, I should mention, how did Harem King develop such a powerful Ledin? There's actually a few aspects to this. Let me just jump into the game quickly. I don't have screenshots, but he did explain his process. First of all, Harem King, unlike most of us who focused all our Trinity crystals into getting Trinity vouchers to draw for heroes, Harem King, he decided to just focus on a single party. So instead of using his Trinity crystals for more and more draws, he actually used quite a bit of it for purchasing gold. So he did a bunch of gold purchases so that he had enough gold to reroll enchants. The second thing he did was, most of us like to gamble in the store for SSR equipment, SSR accessories, weapons, armors, and headgear. He didn't do that. Instead, every week, what Harem King did was he made sure, sorry, let me go back into the store. What am I doing? He made sure to buy the 5 rare enchant gift packs. So that's 1,000 Oracle ore each week on getting more SSR enchant scrolls, right? He gets 25 additional SSR scrolls per week this way as a result. So instead of gambling for additional equipment, he purchased lots and lots of enchant scrolls. And he used the gold and these enchant scrolls to just keep rolling new enchants on his Ledin. And clearly, it's a success. It gave him a Ledin 1,000 power stronger than mine. So that is one path you can take if you're focused on getting the absolute most powerful character you can. The detriments, of course, are many, right? His focus on the single party doesn't give him the wide variety of characters that you need for, let's say, Eternal Temple. For example, he won't have Luna properly geared up. I have, for example, in my case, I have 15 different sets of gear up and available. From what I heard, I think Harem King has 6 sets of gear just for his main characters, and that's it. Because all his Oracle ore went into enchant scrolls. So it's kind of, pick which path you want to take. Both paths, his path gives him a much more powerful party than anyone else. But the flip side is he doesn't have that versatility in multiple characters, all built up. So there you have it. That is the current most powerful Ledin on the Rocky Valley server. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful and informative. And on that note, Nitro out.